Come and take a ride with me. Welcome to my podcast. Call Wrestling Pedigree. It's the Rotz Report. Wrestling Pedigree.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Rotz Report here on the Wrestling Pedigree. I do believe this is episode 11 altogether. Before we start, we have a very much a latecomer coming in because he doesn't realize when the freaking times are happening or anything like that. Lewis Joshua, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I know there's no excuses for being late. I do apologize.
No worries. Glad to have you on. And with us, as usual, is the man which the show is named after. Christopher Ross, how are you, sir?
I am doing good. I just can't wait to talk to you guys all about the wrestling that we've been seeing, and I want to wish everybody a happy holidays from the Wrestling Pedigree, and also say yeah to NoDQ.com.
Yeah, great plug. As usual, great plug. They do have, like us, Wrestling Pedigree. We do, well, both of us have our year of end awards. So if you're a massive wrestling fan and you want to be a part of the awards, please vote both on No DQ and on the Wrestling Pedigree. There's plenty of categories about, so well worth just 5 minutes out of your time. So let's get into it. If people are just listening to this on a podcast, unfortunately, throughout this show, people know me, I don't like Boston. However, Lewis is wearing, I do believe, a New England jersey, which unfortunately me and Rotz have to watch. So let's get into this. Smackdown was, I thought, an average show. So the best thing out of it was the Terror Twins, in my opinion. So let's get into it. Christopher Ross, your take on Smackdown.
My take on Smackdown, it was an average show. What I got out of it was definitely the Cody Rhodes Obafemi segment. That was a good segment all around. They were building up their match towards Saturday night's main event. What I also got out of it was definitely the Terror Twins facing Aleister Black and Selena Vega. That was a great, solid match. The Terror Twins got the victory. What else did I saw on SmackDown last week? I just feel like those were the only two things that I really got out of it, was the Cody Oba segment and the Terror Twins versus Aleister and Selena Vega.
It was a really good match. Crazy, I hate the word, but crazy spot botch with Selena Vega and Rhea Ripley for the Canadian Destroyer. But lucky enough, Vega has survived that collision. Lewis, your take on SmackDown?
Very poor and very average, if you ask me. I was literally like that. Right.
Staying awake.
Apart from obviously the Cody and the Obafemi segment. Apart from that, I was literally like And then I just ended up eventually falling asleep and missing the rest.
That's
But I
understandable.
did hear though the Terror Twins and the Aleister Black and Selena Vega match was brilliant. So I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a look at that.
Absolutely. I'm gonna save Saturday Night Main Event to last. So let's head into Monday Night Raw. I never ever really speak bad of the crowd, but Hershey was boring as fuck. They were quiet. I really didn't. Apart from the beginning with Gunther, they did not do anything at all. Gunther coming out got a massive response everybody wanted, and the New Day versus Jey Uso was a really good match. Apart from that, it was lackluster. Even the Austin Theory reveal was a bit lackluster. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, WWE get their finger out. So Lewis, what's your take on Monday Night Raw?
Yeah. Again, it was just very poorly scheduled. Like, I think the only decent part about Monday Night Raw was the New Day and the Usos match. And, obviously, I nearly started attacking my TV when Gunther was trying to rub it in, saying he's this and he's that. And I'm just thinking, I was just sat there thinking to myself, I was like, oh my God, you're such a tool. But hopefully someone now can challenge Gunther and they can get a win over him for John Cena. But remains to be seen.
Absolutely. Ross, what's your take?
What's my take on Raw? I had to miss an hour of it because I had to work, so priorities over passion. What I did hear was they booed Gunther right out of the building in Hershey, and then we saw a tease from Gunther and AJ Styles. So are they teasing that we might be getting Gunther and AJ Styles down the road? I feel in a way that's going to be 100%. We're going to get a Gunther AJ Styles match. I don't know when it's going to happen, but sometime in 2026, we're going to get the Phenomenal One versus the Reign General, and that match is going to be a banger, to say the least. I'm happy that Maxine Dupree retained the Women's Intercontinental Championship over Ivy Nile. They're going to continue building Maxine Dupree up as champion. I feel she might only be a short title reign holder. I feel there's a better superstar that's going to be taking that title off of her. And I'm going to say Natty Neidhart is going to be the one to take down Maxine Dupree as Intercontinental Championship. So wait to be seen. Rey Mysterio, Logan Paul. It was an all right match. Logan Paul got the victory. And then CM Punk came out. And then we had the reveal of the Max Man. And it was Austin Theory. So all the theories out there of who's the Max Man, well, they reveal it. And I personally wish that they could have saved the Max Man storyline and wait until do it on the first Raw of 2026 on Netflix to reveal the Max Man, and maybe the Max Man could help Braun Breaker win the World Heavyweight Championship on January 5th. Now, I'm going to be back to square one again because I don't know who's going to win on January 5th with CM Punk and Braun Breaker. I'm 50-50 about that match and the whole entire outcome to it. So I'm glad Austin Theory's back and he's going to be a part of the vision moving forward. And I know Monday Night Raw's got about 2 more episodes left, and we could usher in 2026, and hopefully they figure something out.
Which both of those will be taped, I think, in the next couple of days. With Austin Theory reveal, do you not think it was kind of lackluster then? Like, really, really lackluster, where it's just in the, like, he wasn't on top. He's running away. He's reveals his mask. I like the look of him now. But don't you feel it's a bit, like you said, Ross, a bit too soon?
I feel it was too soon for them to reveal it. I would just have them wait until we get to January 5th on the 1-year anniversary show on Netflix. And if you want to crown Braun Breaker champion, you can have the Max Man help Braun Breaker, have the reveal, have the Max Man give the world champion to Braun Breaker, and bada bing, bada boom, you basically are going with Braun Breaker to the future of WWE. But now they reveal it too soon.
Yeah. Lewis, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think it was too soon, to be fair. Plus, I don't know why, but I think I would have liked to have seen somebody different.
Oh, good names.
I know he'd never ever. I know that WWE would never sign him up again, more than likely. But there have been rumors circulating. Apparently, he does want to come back to WWE. I don't know if it's true. Don't quote me. But I would have loved to have seen Dean Ambrose as the Masked Man. I really would have.
I think his contract ends in January. Ross.
You brought up about Dean Ambrose, Josh. I heard with AEW, his contract goes up until 2027. So I do feel, and I'm going to hold you accountable to this, I do see Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley, they're the same exact person. He will be back in WWE in 2027. So when he gets done in AEW, he's on his way back to WWE, and I feel he's going to be with Dean Ambrose. And now if he does come back, does his wife Renee go with him, or does Renee stay in AEW? I don't know what will happen, but we just have to wait and see when that time comes around.
Lewis?
And I mean, just picture this, right, for a scenario now. Yeah? Braun Breaker is the heavyweight champion, right? In 2027, Dean Ambrose come back after he successfully defends his title, attacks him, puts down a statement, I want you in a one-on-one match for that heavyweight title. Imagine how much of a banger of a match that would be. Braun Breaker against Dean Ambrose.
It will be a banger. It 100% will be a banger. Ross?
You brought up about the Braun Breaker, Dean Ambrose thing. I'm going to take this one step further. Do you think the Shield will get back together if Dean Ambrose comes back to WWE?
No, I don't think so.
I don't, as much as I would love to see it happen, but I think Roman's happy with the way he is, and I think Seth's happy with the route he is as well. So, but
and they hate each other.
But we never know. It could happen. It could not happen. But we'll have to see down the line, won't we?
Let's get into like a chaotic NXT. Chris, your take on NXT, especially I want you to dive in on the Thea Hill Blake Monroe.
Well, I'm upset that my girl Blake Monroe lost. I was shocked. I wanted to cry on Tuesday night when my girl lost. And personally, I have never seen a Bosch victory in my life. When Thea Hill took whatever move she was doing, and the ref did 1, 2, 3, I was like, wait a minute. Is this match over? And it was like, it was a confusing finish. And now I heard Blake Monroe's theme music play, and I said, okay, the chant retained. But when they went into a different route, Thea Hill is the new NXT Women's North American Champion. That was not planned whatsoever. Blake Monroe should have kicked out, but she kicked out way too late. So I personally feel like with Thea Hill, it was long overdue. She needed a championship. So have her keep it for a couple weeks and maybe give the title right back to Blake Monroe, maybe at New Year's Eve, to say at least. I know moving forward that once the NXT people gets done filming, they can leave, but now all NXT talent must stay until after NXT gets off the air. So that's going to be a new change moving forward with them. What I also got out of NXT is the Ricky Saints, Javon Evans stuff. I feel they're going to have a good feud. Where I think that's leading to is New Year's Evil. We're going to get Ricky Saints versus Javon Evans. Hopefully, Javon Evans can have a breakout 2026 and he could finally be the youngest NXT women's, not women's, I botched that, the youngest NXT champion. Ethan Page, he's going to be defending the NXT North American Championship on the final NXT of 2025 against Moose. That is going to be a good, solid match. But I do expect Ethan Page to defeat Moose for the NXT North American Championship. And the main event, Leon Slater becoming the #1 contender for the NXT Championship against Oba Femi and New Year's Evil. I did not expect Leon Slater to pull it off. I picked Joe Hendry to win that match. Earlier in the year, they had Joe Hendry and Oba Femi tease, and I thought they were going to have that for the NXT Championship, but they went in a different route and had Leon Slater, and I feel he's going to have a bright future ahead of him, and I feel it's time that Leon Slater gets done with TNA fully, and Leon Slater signs with WWE immediately. So I hope Triple H and I hope WWE buys out Leon Slater's contract and bring Leon Slater full time with WWE, because Leon Slater at this point is WWE bound.
I think his contract is coming up. I want to say it is. Lewis, your take on NXT?
I am currently in the process of looking at the highlights of it. But, Rotzy, I will say, just before my dog fell asleep, as soon as you mentioned Joe Henry, his ear just went whoop.
Oh. Brilliant. With the Thea Hill, Blake Monroe. I hate the word, but it was a botch. Thea Hill went for a springboard backdrop onto Blake Monroe. Winded Blake Monroe real good enough that she didn't realize the 3 count and didn't kick out. Which obviously they had her music cued for her to win. So obviously they had to play her music to then play Thea Hill's music. What I love about this is, I don't know if you remember a couple of months ago with the Nia Jax botch kick out against, I think it was Tiffany Stratton, where the referee was counting 1, 2, but she stopped because she didn't see the she was supposed to kick out, but she didn't, and she got ridiculed for it. And speaking to a lot of referees, they always say they shoot for the 3. It's not their fault the wrestlers do not kick out. So I think WWE's learned their lesson now, where all referees are going to shoot on 3, and it's down to the performers to kick out. With that being said, I am looking forward to what WWE has to do now with this, because they got to do new programming, new storylines, and this should be the wake-up call. Because Thea Hill deserves the title win. She's been brilliant for the last 3 or 4 years. She's been there since she was 18, and even her stuff with Joe Hendricks, brilliant. And whether it was botched or not, she deserves a title. So I'm so happy for her. And then if you're homophobic, you gotta look over your shoulder, because Tony D'Angelo is everywhere. And next week we have Soruka versus Chelsea Green for the US title. And then a week after we have Moose versus Ethan Page. So there is a Moose on a loose in NXT for the next 2 weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. As much as I'm looking forward to a loudmouth New Yorker, New Yorker. I think it's on the Long Island, yeah. MJF has returned to AEW. Rotz, what is your take on AEW last night?
My take on AEW last night was definitely the opening match, Jon Moxley, Roderick Strong. That was a good match in the Continental Classic. Jon Moxley got the win. Is he going to move on to World's End? We're going to have to wait and see over this week and also next week, because next week is the go home shows for World's End with AEW and also Collision. What else I got out was definitely when MJF returned to AEW. He signed his contract, and now at AEW World's End is going to be Samoa Joe defending the AEW World Championship against Hangman Adam Page, against Swerve Strickland versus MJF in a 4-way for the World Championship match. That is going to be good. Does MJF get his Triple B back, or does a Cowboy get his championship match? Does Swerve gets his title back, or does Samoa Joe keeps the championship and carry it into 2026? We're going to have to find out and see next Saturday night at AEW World's End. I'm happy FTR retained the AEW tag titles last night against Bang Bang Gang. And then the Diamond Battle Royal with Ricochet and Brodito got the win. So those two will be facing each other next week at AEW. And also happy with the Elite won last night. So basically AEW was a good show last night.
Absolutely, because it was in one of the best cities in the United Kingdom, Manchester. Lewis, I probably get the fact. Did you get any chance to watch this yet, sir, or did life get in the way?
I did try having a look on YouTube, and all I could get last night was basically John Moxley's match, just for the time being.
Mm.
But I gotta say, that was a pretty cool match, to be fair. Yeah. I enjoyed that match.
It was a really good match.
And I've had a check on Google to see what people rated last night's AEW show, and literally almost all of the people that have commented on it have given it a 10 out of 10 rating. So again, that's another one that I need to watch the full highlights from.
Absolutely. I feel the UK is kind of like AEW country now. I feel we get more for our money here than WWE does. MJF coming back. It's more money, more views, more eyes on AEW because we don't know what he's going to say. We don't know what he's going to do, but he's so freaking entertaining. You just have to watch him. This Fatal 4-Way match will be a banger. We'll be covering the review of it and the results of it next week. And there is a spoilers from the collision that happened, but we won't mention them. But all I say is the downfall of Mercedes Moné is carrying on. So I'm enjoying that storyline very much. And I think Justin is also. Let's get into Saturday night main event then. A really good show. Really enjoyed each match. Each match told a story. I love the main event. I love the performance those two started and finished. Rotz, your take on Saturday night main event and what happened after the match.
My take on Saturday night's main event, I enjoyed it from top to bottom. 4 matches. It was great. Cody Rhodes, Obafemi, great solid match. I wish they had a clean finish, but both champions shouldn't be losing at this current moment. And we saw Drew McIntyre showing up to continue his build with Cody Rhodes. I do feel we are going to they are continuing the Cody Rhodes Drew McIntyre story right now, and we're going to get Drew and Cody somewhere down the road, possibly on the first SmackDown of 2026 when they move back to 3 full hours. Or they might do it on January 24th with Saturday night's main event, or they might save it January 31st at the Royal Rumble. I would possibly, whatever they're going to do, the match is going to be great. I'm kind of torn if this is going to be the perfect time. Are they going to finally put the champion on Drew McIntyre, or are they going to keep the champion on Cody until WrestleMania? But I saw that stare down with Obafemi and Drew McIntyre. Oh my gosh. I'm going to look forward to seeing that match in the near future because I do feel we're going to get the Scottish Warrior versus the Nigerian whatever they call Obafemi. I don't know what his nickname is. So Oba and Drew McIntyre, that's going to be a banger match in the near future. Bailey and Soruka, it was a great match. Soruka deserves the win. I feel WWE has trust in Soruka. Soruka, she's going to be a difference maker in WWE when she comes to the main roster. I feel when she does come to the main roster, I'm going to say sky's the limit for Soruka. I feel right now, Soruka should go after the NXT Women's Championship before going to the main roster. So let's just wait and see. The tag match, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans, Leon Slater. That was match of the night. You had 4 of the best catable talent in WWE, and they showcase it to the whole entire universe of WWE. Javon Evans and Leon Slater, they are only in their 20s. So they are going to be in the business for a very long time coming. So they are going to have a bright future ahead of them. I don't know if this is the last time we're going to get Javon and Leon teaming up together. If so, they did a great job. But if not, let's continue running with them, or they might go in different directions. Or just wait and find out and see. And then the main event, it was an emotional main event because it was John Cena's final match. Gunther kept on clotheslining Cena multiple times, and it was starting to hit me that we are nearly almost towards the finish line of Cena's final match, and I'm happy Cena put Gunther through the announce table. That spot was perfect. And then the moment I have never seen in my lifetime in WWE since I've been a fan in 2005. I have never seen John Cena tap out in his 20-plus career. I witnessed that last Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event when I saw John Cena gave the smirk, the smile. When I saw that smile, I knew he was done. He was done with wrestling. He tapped out, and they just booed Gunther right out of the building. After Saturday Night's Main Event, they had to escort Gunther right out of the building, and fans were outraged because of it, because I feel WWE is literally shoving Gunther down our throats at the current moment. And I don't blame WWE for it, but it's all about the booking decision. And it was, and I'm going to say this to you, everybody who is listening, it wasn't Triple H's fault on everything. Cena made the decision to put Gunther over because Gunther is the future of WWE, and Cena puts the young talent over on his way out. He put Dominic Mysterio over at Survivor Series by giving him the Intercontinental Championship again. And now with Gunther, he put Gunther over. Gunther is the future. He's going to be the monster heel. And I just feel like, in a way, Gunther's going to have a list of superstars that he wants to retire awfully early. If they're planning Gunther and AJ Styles, and AJ Styles wants to retire, bada bing, bada boom, AJ Styles on the list. When Brock Lesnar retires from WWE, that's going to be another opponent for Gunther. Gunther ends Brock Lesnar. Gunther ends AJ Styles. The list is going to continue until there's that one certain superstar that could finally take down the ring general. So I feel right now They did a good job, and Triple H, I'm sorry for what the fans did to you on Saturday. They saying the F word to Triple H. They were still saying the F word to Triple H when they were doing the post show. They were chanting AEW. They were chanting, "We want LA Knight." And I just feel like it was pure frustration on what this year brought and what decisions Triple H made and the creative team. This year was a lackluster year, but hopefully 2026 could be a better year for WWE moving forward.
Absolutely. And before we get on to Lewis, I enjoyed every single match. Every single match for me was a banger, even though no contest. Cena tapping out, smiling, and then tapping out. And then the fans ripped on Triple H and everything else. And the post show, which they thought was funny to chant AEW and stuff like that. Those fans in Washington, D.C. must feel and whoever has complained online must feel so fucking embarrassed by just how they acted when they listen to What You Want to Talk About with Cody Rhodes' new podcast. Because literally his guest obviously is John Cena post retirement. That is a phenomenal show. Highly recommend to listen to, especially those fans that booed, because it tells you everything that was planned. And it, like you said, it was Cena's. It was just all Cena's idea to go out like that, and it paid off because look what happened on Raw. Lewis.
Yeah, I just want to say just before I get into it, commiserations to John Cena, and obviously thank you for everything he's done for the company as well, and outside of the ring, we will never forget him. He's always been a sensational WWE superstar. But yeah, Saturday night's main event, I thoroughly enjoyed it, especially Cody Rhodes going one-on-one with Obafemi. That match was unreal. But then all of a sudden, you had a long-haired Scottish princess that decides to come in and interfere in the match.
Hold on. You are calling Drew McIntyre a what? Sorry?
Long-haired Scottish princess, because that's what he is.
You know what? I think I'll go to record this bit for short and then tag him.
Please don't.
Oh, that would be brilliant. He just comes back calling us wankers. Yeah, carry on, dude.
But yeah, that was a great match, and I'm really, really happy as well for Sol Ruka getting the victory over Bayley. She deserved that. And also the tag team match as well, Dragon Lee and AJ Styles versus who was it? Javon Evans and Leo Slater. That was another classic match as well. And it was just nice to see like both opponents from different companies all coming together at the end of their matches and hugging it all out and like raising each other's arms up in the air for the fans and stuff. That's what I love to see. And obviously the main event between Gunther and Cena, you could see like halfway through the match, you could see John was he was knackered, man. He was shattered. You could see it. And then it was difficult for him to end it that way, and I know it annoyed a lot of people, but there was no need to start shouting verbal abuse at Gunther when he was walking back to his coach, and there was no need to start shouting F words and C words and W words at Triple H as well, because people need to realize this is the way Cena wanted to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what anyone says, Cena always had it in his mind. That's the way he wants to go out, because he hasn't tapped out in 20 odd years of his career. So, it was Cena's decision, and I'll stick by him for it.
I didn't hear no C words. I didn't think we were in Australia. But yeah, it was good. It was a great pay-per-view. Before we end the show, next week obviously is a busy holiday schedule. So next Saturday, we have the end of year awards with Wrestling Pedigree, where everybody is showing up. Ross, I think I'm dragging you, Lewis. And Steve and everyone else is going to show up. And the voting is still available. So when you look at the link of this show and every other show until then, there's a link. There's also the link on our Facebook, on our Insta, our heavily popular TikTok at the moment, and on my X account. I think so. Ross got it right a few weeks ago, where I asked him who John Cena's opponent will be, and Ross did say Gunther. So obviously Ross needs to do the lottery and get that lottery ticket because he looks in the future. Yes, and then on the 28th, we have the Rotz Report episode 12, where we will be talking about everything in the past week of wrestling and looks like the amazing event of AEW World's End. So where can people find you, Mr. Joshua? Let's start with you. By the way, congratulations on NWL Prediction League of winning the Pure Championship.
Wow, I'm just pure.
Well done.
But yeah, you guys can find me on Forever Boston Sports, where I'm usually live on videos with Justin, going around and talking about the NFL and sometimes the NBA as well. And then the other page where you can find me is with Mr. Hawkey Hawkins over here on Wrestling Pedigree. So, yep.
Thank you,
other than that, I appreciate you having me on. Good, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Christopher Rotz, where can people find you, sir?
Well, Joshua, I'm going to say to you right now, I'm hoping the New England Patriots defeat the Baltimore Ravens this Sunday night on NFL football. I'm hoping that they win, and hopefully they can make it to the AFC Championship game in January. So I'm giving you credit for being a New England Patriots fan. I don't mind New England Patriots fans, but I do have a problem with you being a Boston Celtics fan. So Boston Celtics suck.
I second that.
So where can everybody find me at is on my Instagram CMROTZ_1316. My Facebook account is Christopher Rotz. My X account is CRotz24. You can find me on all those 3 social media accounts. I had a blast here tonight on the Rotz Report. We'll be back next week for the year-end award, so I'm looking forward to that. I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of the week. We got the college football playoffs for the college football tomorrow, and leading into Saturday, we got the NFL games tonight. We got Friday Night Smackdown tomorrow. We got Collision on Saturday to end the week, and then we will start off another new week with wrestling. So hope you guys all enjoy the rest of the week. Say yeah to NoDQ.com. And here at Wrestling Pedigree, want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. If you guys are planning on going anywhere for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, please be careful. Please be safe. Drive carefully wherever your destination is. Please be careful and please drive safe during the holiday season. Happy holidays from the Wrestling Pedigree. And always be positive and not being negative.
Well done, Ross. Well done. Absolutely. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from us at Wrestling Pedigree. You can find us on Facebook. Find us on Instagram and YouTube or Wrestling Pedigree 92. You can find us on TikTok, Wrestling Pedigree, and you can find me on X. Yes. Something just came to mind, which I just want one result. So we're going to say one result, and that's it. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul this Saturday. We discussed this off air, so let's discuss this on air. Lewis, who will win this Saturday?
I'm saying AJ knockout round 3.
Beautiful. I say AJ round 1 knockout. Christopher Ross.
Is the fight Saturday or tomorrow?
Saturday the 20th.
I thought it was tomorrow. So it starts at 8:00 our time, my time. The fight, or
Here we go.
1 a.m. UK time.
1 a.m. UK time.
you guys are going to
8
be tired.
We're used to it with the wrestling.
Who I have in the fight with Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, I'm going to stick by this. I'm going to be the odd one out. I got to represent Jake Paul. And here's why. Jake Paul, I grew up with Jake Paul from Disney Channel and to his reality show with Logan Paul and his family. And I've been a fan of Jake Paul and Logan Paul. So I'm sticking by it. I got Jake Paul winning this weekend.
Just to let you know, Anthony Joshua is two stone heavier than Jake Paul. So I'm thinking it's going to be a quick knockout. Jake Paul will suffer that first loss. So next week, year-end awards. Next week, Rotz Report number 11. Busy weekend next weekend. But from all of us, have a great Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. As I do believe when we're back on here, especially myself, I will have a few alcohol beverages and enjoy the rest of the rest of the year into the new one. So with that, look after each other, like Ross said, and stay positive. Enjoy professional wrestling, and just don't be a dick.
Last Christmas I gave you a pop, but the very next night you kicked out on top. This year, to save me from tears, I'll book it with wrestling pedigree cheers. Once bitten and twice pinned, I keep my guard up, but you still win. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas, I wrapped up the bells and sent it with a note saying this year's main event hits. Now I know what a fool I've been, but if you kiss me now, I know you still spin. Last Christmas I gave you a pop, but the very next night you kicked out on top. This year, to save me from tears, I'll book it with a wrestling pedigree cheers. A crowded arena, friends with tired eyes. I'm hiding from you and your suplex surprise. My God, I thought you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was just a jobber to cry on. Last Christmas I gave you a pop, but the very next night you kicked out on top. This year, to save me from tears, I'll book it with the wrestling pedigree cheers. Last Christmas I gave you a pop, but the very next night you kicked out on top. This year, to save me